Welcome back to iFVGs of the day. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2026. Starting off with this A plus short at 9:40 a.m. We are delivering off the new week opening gap. We had a sweep of buy side liquidity plus a bearish SMT. We also had strong displacement lower, low resistance liquidity leading up to an unfilled 2-hour for value gap as well. For my situation, I entered for a 1-to-1 with my stop loss at the high of this candle base, and I went break even at the unfilled 2-hour for value gap, hoping for a 1-to-1 to squeeze out a little bit more here. And as you can see, this delivered very nicely to the unfilled 2-hour for value gap. Now, I know a lot of you guys were probably confused about my bias here. Initially at market open, I was bullish because I wanted to see complete closure of the new week opening gap. However, once I saw this liquidity sweep, turtle soup, and bearish SMT with the unfilled 2-hour below, I immediately switched my bias to being bearish because I figured if we were going to go higher, we would need to rebalance this unfilled 2-hour first before moving higher into the new week opening gap. Next, we had this 1 minute long at 10:03 a.m. I gave this an A because my high time frame draw on liquidity was complete closure of the new week opening gap. We had 9:30 a.m. buy side levels right here along with low resistance liquidity leading up to that level as well. My break even is a 5-minute intermediate term high, which is basically a high inside of a fair value gap. In this case, it was the 5-minute. So my thinking was if price hits that level, rejects it, I want to be break even. However, if we hit that level and continue rushing through, which is what we did, I want to be out on 1-to-1. So the reason why I gave this an A and not an A plus is because we have equal lows at your stop loss. I did believe that this 2-hour low inside of this fair value gap was going to be able to send us higher to this buy side level and complete failure of the new week opening gap. So I do believe that you could have put your stop loss at this low inside of this 2-hour fair value gap and target this buy side level or just target a 1-to-1. Next is this 5-minute long at 10:05 a.m. I thought this was an A plus setup. We had a bullish SMT, delivery off the 2-hour fair value gap, strong displacement move higher. I like that this entry was at 10:05 a.m. so I figured the macro would send us higher to at least this break even point. However, we immediately rejected and moved lower. You would have had your stop loss edge but saved by the bullish SMT, and then you would eventually hit TP had you put your stop loss all the way at the wick low. I think the draw at this point was still very clear to the top of the new week opening gap, so that's why I think that this aligns with your high time frame draw on liquidity. Next is this 2-minute long at 10:18 a.m. I gave this an A minus because this is the trade right after that 5-minute fair value gap failed lower. I still think if your draw on liquidity was extremely bullish today, I think this is still a good trade though. We still have that 2-hour fair value gap holding price up and moving price higher. We still have the new week opening gap top of the zone as our high time frame draw on liquidity. We have 9:30 high right here as your buy side level, and we have a bullish SMT inside of this 2-hour fair value gap as well. So I think that if you were extremely bullish today, this is still a valid trade to take even after seeing what happened to the 5-minute. That's it for iFVGs of the day. Make sure to follow and save for later.